The 2025 United States Formula 1 Grand Prix is done and dusted, and Max Verstappen clinched his 4th win in Austin in 5 years, also his 3rd win in 5 races. But then without further ado, here are my 5 verdicts on the United States GP. Since the summer break, Max has finished either 1st or 2nd, thrice and twice respectively, and as much as I hate it, I will have to count the rubbish sprint as well, knowing that he won the sprint that was held on Saturday during the USGP weekend. And yeah, Laurent Mekies, he has truly transformed that Red Bull into a functional team anymore for both cars, and knowing that Yuki Tsunoda, he finished in 7th, starting 13th. He up 6 places. I don't know how he did that. Also, he was doing almost the same feat during the sprint. He started 18th and then finished, I think it was also another 7th or 8th. I think it was another 7th. So double 7th place for that 2nd Red Bull seat. That was such a cursed seat. Checo Perez wasn't working. Liam Lawson wasn't working. And then suddenly now, lately, Yuki Tsunoda has found something to really fix his performance. So this is a really transformative trajectory for Red Bull, but I don't know if they really compromise the new regulation, their car for next year. It might be compromised a bit, knowing that they keep bringing upgrades, a few here and a few there since the summer break. And yeah, Max is now only 40 points back from Oscar at the top. And you know, there are still 141 points up for grabs, so it is still truly, literally anyone's now in the championship. Austin rarely provides wheel-to-wheel combat scenery. I mean, it was mostly during my years watching F1 since 2022. I never really remember anything about the past USGP that I've watched. But when Lando was getting closer and closer to Charles, I thought for sure that Charles would be as aggressive as he was in Budapest a few rounds ago, when he was driving erratically, defending erratically against George Russell, moving on the braking. It was like really, I think it was beyond the limit a bit, but no. But on the contrary, this time around, in addition to us got provided with some wheel-to-wheel combat in Austin, it was such a beautiful wheel-to-wheel combat. It was such a beautiful battle between these two. Strong defense from the Ferrari man, but still within the limits. That is the most important thing. Still within the limits, still within the regulation, what's allowed and what's not allowed. No pushing over to the outside of the track, no erratic driving. And the same goes for Lando. It was no erratic maneuver. Both kept it clean for like many consecutive laps in 2 different stints, before and after the pit stop mayhem. In my opinion, this should be an example to any other drivers, and this is how you do wheel-to-wheel combat, because you know, in this past year, I especially this year, we haven't really seen a really clean and exemplary wheel-to-wheel combat, and I think these few consecutive laps from Charles and Lando can be used as an example for also the stewards to make judgment, and this is the example, the perfect example for them to use. 19 races in almost every, if not literally every interview that Lewis did, he always said that he has found something positive, a lot of positives to take in this weekend, blah blah blah, but results aren't coming. Results aren't coming. What he said in those interviews and what he displayed on the track, it's not really matching up, in my opinion. Still no main race podium. Well, yeah, I do know for the fact that he won the sprint in China, and also he was 3rd in the sprint at Miami. But again, I'm not really counting rubbish sprint. I really count the main Grand Prix, and still no main race podium for the 40-year-old man. Oh my god. Coming to run 20 this week in Mexico, what is actually going on with Lewis? In my humblest opinion, he should have just retired and let Carlos take that Ferrari seat again. So as Max is getting into a beast mode, and also that David Crofty was like, he emphasized it a bit during the USGP weekend, saying that Max was like the T-Rex in the Jurassic Park movie, and Lando and Oscar are the 2 protagonists of the movie in the Jeep. So yeah, He's into the beast mode since the summer break, and George in return is slowly but surely losing contact with that top 3 spot in the championship. With only 1 win and 1 P2 in the last 5 races for George, that is just so not comparable to Max having stood on the podium in the last 5 races. That is just such a huge margin between them. But coming to this USGP weekend, the main takeaway about George was not his on-track performance, but it was more to his contract extension, his Mercedes contract extension. Yes, he will race for Mercedes next year, coming to the new regulation cycle. But it's not really clear about the duration. Some sources said that it was like a 1+1 deal, and the rest one, the other 1 year, it is on the Mercedes side, not George's side to continue. Nothing is clear. So like Alda said in his content, I think like a week ago, he said that even the thumbnail was really tempting, like he's betrayed by Mercedes, as Aldas put it. And yeah, I think with what George is giving Mercedes now, that kind of a treatment is unacceptable. George should be given a long-term contract. But again, I kind of agree with old school driver who says that driver nowadays desiring a long contract. It was like, are they really scared with their talent? No, are they really thinking that oh, I'm not really that talented, so I want a secured future? Because I'm afraid that no teams is going to accept me, to hire me, to give me a contract, to offer me a contract. And yeah, drivers back in the day, they just did 1 year and on a roll, because they know that they're good. They're just that good, and they will, and any teams will desire them. But driver nowadays are just too soft, some of the old driver says. All of Oscar's might and tenacity, how calm he was, how collected he was during the first half of the season, it's gone now. It is like a different Oscar. It's like seeing a different Oscar, especially after that team order back at the Italian GP, that team order shenanigans, which was really ridiculous. Just because Lando was having a bad pit stop, Oscar had to give the positions back. And also the fact that what happened to these two McLaren at Marina Bay 2 weeks ago, it didn't help at all to boost his morale. And so far, the peak of this downward trajectory was of course his crash at Azerbaijan GP. He was having a bad start, and he anti-stall or something, and then he was kind of, I think, panic a bit, and then yeah, he crashed on the first lap. That was just so embarrassing, to say the least. Where has the Oscar that we saw in the first half of the season gone? And the question pops up immediately: when will he bounce back? Or is this like a sign of him descending into a spiral of pressure, just like Sebastian Vettel during the 2018 campaign? Especially after that crash at Hockenheimring, it is still just so hurt for us Tifosi. Is this the same trajectory that Oscar is heading towards? I don't know. I hope he will bounce back at Mexico though. And yeah, I think that's it that I can talk about for this United States GP. Nothing really interesting. Like I said, the past 4 races that I've watched at Austin, I don't remember any of them. Even the Ferrari 1-2 last year. As a Tifosi, I should be remembering that moment, knowing that it was such a glorious moment for the Ferrari 1-2 with Charles Leclerc winning and then Carlos in second. But honestly, I don't remember anything about that race. That is just how dull Austin is. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and like and subscribe for more, and until we meet again,